Hi, my name is Twitchavi, or the Kana's Dragon, however you may know me as. Um, we're playing a Polyphony digital game, one of my favorite childhood games, probably of all time, or at least if you don't include Nintendo games, it's definitely of all time. We can't watch the opening movie, by the way, because copyright from the music included. Um, and on that note, I have to turn off all the music that plays in game. Uh, which means no. Oops. Yeah, so no Snoop Dogg. I know there's a Snoop Dogg songs here, but no Snoop Dogg. And I will bind my controllers to the way that I'm used to playing it. Also because I'm emulating this. Oops. Since I'm emulating this, I have I couldn't get the analog inputs for the X and the square button to work, and I really need like the sensitivity, like I need like stick sensitivity or like pressure sensitivity, and I can't get that working on the, yeah, I just can't get that working basically. Um, so the bulk of the game is in simulation mode. Uh, yeah, and we get to we get to listen to some jams. We have the racing, our home, our the car dealer, the tuning shop to like upgrade our cars that we purchase, the license center, which we will have to visit to do any significant amount of racing because it unlocks the bulk of the events. I don't really care about machine testing. GT Auto, it's something. So first thing we have to do is we have to buy a car because if we try to enter an event without a vehicle, it won't let us. So I've already considered what vehicle we're gonna purchase. We only have 18,000 credits to make something work, and you have to pick a vehicle that's not gonna be like awful, because if you do, you're just gonna be you're gonna be stuck in a really slow vehicle, and it's gonna be hard to buy enough credits to upgrade it enough or to buy a new car. So the car that I'm picking is, I think this is also the first car that we chose when we did our original playthrough, like a long time ago when I was like 5 or 6 years old. We picked the new Beetle 2.0 because it looks like the vehicle that my mom owned when we were a child. So, and it was in specifically this color. Though we had like an orange, red orange, like a scarlet color that's like similar to this, because we'd owned this vehicle twice basically. When the green one broke down, we had another one. Alright. Yeah, and I'll avoid the license center until we have to. I don't know if I plan on 100%ing this game. I know I will definitely have to take a break from this game at some point. Um, but for the time being, we just want to beat the Sunday Cup. Exciting technical course layouts. If you are just starting out, try polishing your skills here. And it's a single race event, which means you'll see later on. Seeing, which means you can just go into the race, get out, and then you go into another race and get out. Like you can do whatever. You don't have to do them all in a row. But for some of the championship racers, you have to enter the series, and then it makes you do all the races in a row. And there's like cumulative points, so you need to get like a certain number of points to win. Like, just yeah. So we're gonna start with the first race, which is at the Super Speedway. And it's, yeah, pretty standard. Uh, I apologize if my commentary is gonna be lacking. I don't have too much to say. Um, I might turn off assists. I don't know. I'm not like an expert in this game or like a, but yeah, I might turn off assists. I don't think I'm gonna do any manual driving. But no, basically you start off really slow because obviously you're driving slower vehicles. But later into the game, we'll be driving a lot faster. Even into the beginner series, we'll start to drive some faster vehicles. Um, but it's yeah, the rear the third person view in this game is really bad, so I'm gonna be in first person. But in Gran Turismo 4, I'm going to be switching between third person and like on the hood view. Because I think they're a lot better in that game. I would like to play Gran Turismo 5 and 6, but I don't know that I will be because our PlayStation 3 has a broken HDMI cord. So even though I have a capture card, I can't get it to work, and I tried to do some setup with adapters and stuff, but it adds too much input delay, like too much latency, because it's running through way too many devices, because it's running through like basically I'm using a converter that converts the like component to like an HD signal. Um, so what it would be doing is it's converting component, running through a converter, and then running through the capture card and then to the TV. That's like too many devices, too much input delay, which is not like a huge deal. It just causes a lot of issues with like the license tests and a lot of the more difficult races. Um, we're cutting it a little close, but I'm not worried about winning this race. Um, yeah, the game starts out pretty easy, and I'm probably gonna split my playthrough up into a lot of different like I'm gonna split my playthrough for this game up because I think they had a very limited development time when working on this game, and I don't want to get like bored, essentially. Like I don't want to get bored just doing the same tracks over and over again because you will eventually see once we get into the amateur races that they don't have enough tracks to include in this game. And here you are seeing that the CPU drivers don't take the cleanest racing lines, which is good for me because we need to win the early races so that we can get out of the early game and start affording better vehicles. hmm Yeah. So as you can see, plus 0.466, that's just saying that he was 4.6 or 0.466 seconds behind me. And as we let all the other vehicles come in, those are the like time intervals between me crossing the finish line or first place crossing the finish line and whenever they crossed the finish line. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And then we hear our nice music to celebrate that we won. Exit. And then we've got two more races to go. Oh, now at the midfield raceway. Most of the, I might be mistaking, most of the tracks, um, okay, before I say anything, I'm not an expert on this stuff. So if I say any misinformation, I do apologize. But Midfield Raceway is one of the original tracks that does not exist in real life. Super Speedway is based on one of the like oval tracks in Japan. Like it's like pretty much a one-to-one replica minus the licensing. And there's another track in here that we'll see later. Not today, but like whenever we get to that course where it's like a similar issue. Um, yeah, once we get to Gran Turismo 4, I think the amount of content is just going to be like absurdly high. It's going to be nice. Um, but it's going to be very high compared to what we're offered in this game. And a lot of the courses will be courses that also exist in real life. It will not just be yeah, it will not just be courses that you see only in this game, for example. Like, yeah, sorry, I'm not really good at talking like a streamer, talking like a recorder. Like, I'm not good at giving commentary, but I've got to try my best anyways. Uh, gotta, for the audience of people that may or may not be watching. Uh, so if you're watching this, and I sent you this video, say hello or say, I don't know. I appreciate that you're here watching this video, and I wouldn't mind it, honestly. I would encourage that people put these videos, like, if they are interested in watching them, just put them in the background, like, put them while you're drawing, if you're at the gym, or like for me, if I were at the rec center, uh, doing my leg workouts, like my thigh exercises, and I, don't feel like listening to Taylor Swift, you can tune in and just like listen to this in the background. Hear the cars that sound like vacuum cleaners. I don't know. No, it's in Gran Turismo 4 where the cars got criticized for sounding like vacuum cleaners. I think at this point, since this game was made in 2001, which, by the way, this game's older than me, which is insane. But yeah, I think at that point it's like you can't criticize it. This game is like revolutionary for the time, in terms of graphics and everything. Um, yeah, my vehicle is very very slow. Honestly, the alternative to picking the Beetle, I think I should have picked the PT Cruiser, which is a Chrysler vehicle. Basically, what I want to do is I want to avoid buying any cars that are. Actually, I won't spoil it. I'll say it at the end. Once near at the end of the video. I wanna keep it a surprise. I'm sure I don't know how many people know about the Gran Turismo series, or like if they know anything about like the older games. If I'm honest, I don't really know much about Gran Turismo 7. I wanted to stay spoiler free in case I got a PlayStation 5. Uh, I did ever in getting one anyways. Uh, Especially when I heard that Gran Turismo 7 was not the way I would have wanted it to be, like for a game that I wanted to play. We can get into that later. And also, um, at least while the races are easy, I wouldn't mind, if people have like want to ask things in the comments for me to talk about in the next video, or like if you know me, like either on like Discord or like whatever, send me, you can just like send me messages about like if you want me to talk about anything in particular. I don't know. Just like I don't really have anything in mind while I'm playing this. This is just kind of, I'm just kind of doing whatever, seeing what sticks, I suppose. All right, race 2 out of 3 down. Um, yeah, and luckily my hardware and software seem to be going well. Okay, so now we are racing at the Trial Mountain, which I believe in this game, if I recall, is a British course. I think it's put in like the British Championship. I can't remember, but they retcon this in Gran Turismo 7, and I think they relocate this course to be in Oregon. They also redesign it. Controversial redesign. It's, yeah, yeah, I know a fair bit, but I'm just not very confident in like the accuracy of all my knowledge. I don't want to give misinformation because of two reasons. The first thing is that if someone like I'll just be saying nonsense and people won't know that I'm misinforming them. That's the first issue. And then the second issue is that if someone who is informed happens to be watching this video, they are gonna I don't want to get clowned on. Uh like holy, like what are you on about? I don't want to do that. Um yeah, there's no penalty in this game for crashing. I think Gran Turismo 4 has some penalties. Oh, well, there's no penalties for crashing in the races, I should say. In the license tests, you can't crash. You will be forced to restart, which honestly makes sense because, like, in real life, if I were like taking my license, I think crashing is a criteria for like an auto fail. It's like a fail condition. Um, we won't talk about my driving test. I did pass it the first time, but I almost failed it. Uh, yeah, I got the question that they ask you wrong, but I also almost like I was very nervous and I started accelerating and then I immediately stopped when I realized someone was actually crossing the street at the stop sign. My mind is just going through a checklist of things to do, like stop at the stop sign and then go, but it didn't really process that someone was crossing the street in that moment. So that could have been really bad, but nothing happened. Um, and to this day, I've only been in one car accident, which was my fault, but I think that's besides the point. That doesn't change how good I am at this game, or how bad I am at this game. We'll see if my skills pick up. Technically, at the tuning shop, you can upgrade your cars a lot. They're expensive, but once currency, like once the price of things doesn't become an issue, you can upgrade your cars to be really strong, or like, no, not strong, like really fast, to where it won't be an issue, beating some of the races. I want to avoid making my cars too powerful because it will take a lot of the challenge away, and I don't want to have mind-numbing activity. So like when I was little, I think when I unlocked a Formula One car, I don't know, I just like crushing the races, but there's got to be some challenge. Uh, yeah, we don't want any brain rotting going on. Um, okay, so yeah. All right, we're about a second ahead of this vehicle. I don't think we're gonna run into any issues winning this race. Um, yeah, I'm honestly more excited to go into Gran Turismo 4, but I did want to play Gran Turismo 3, and if I play the games backwards, like I'm not gonna want to play Gran Turismo 3 if I start on the 4. And I don't know if it's gonna be like what the experience will be for the viewers if they see me flip-flopping back and forth between the games. Like no. I'm okay with flip-flopping back and forth. I just don't want to start on the 4, complete it, and then go to the 3, which I've never beaten Gran Turismo 3 or 4, though I've gotten pretty far in both of them. I think in the 4 I got 40% game completion, and that was almost exclusively through A-spec mode. But I made the mistake in both games of wanting to restart my save entirely, and then I played some and then didn't want to play anymore, which is honestly my mistake. Bad judgment call. I should not have deleted my save in that case, but that's just the mistake that I made. It's okay though. We score another 1,000 credits. Congratulations, event winner. Bonus car acquired. Check garage. Yeah, so basically, whenever you complete a cup for the first time, you get a prize car. And anytime you beat a championship series, you get one of 4 prize cars. Sometimes the prize cars are bad. Well, in this game, most of the prize cars are bad, unfortunately. But yeah, no, that's just the unfortunate thing. It is what it is, though. We know what we're signing up for when we boot this game up. At least I know. Sometimes the prize cards come in special, like, variant colors. Yeah, Sprinter, Turno, GT, Apex in white. So here's the thing. That's the car we just won? Oh, if I don't, I think it's a Toyota. I'm not like, oh, no, it's, okay, yeah, it is a Toyota. I was about to say. Okay, yeah, no. Um, oh my gosh, I'm having a lot of brain lag. Yeah, as you can see, we started with 18,000 credits, so we could have chosen this as our starter car, and then it would have given us a duplicate of this. Basically, it's unavoidable in some cases, which you'll see later. It's the most annoying thing ever, but I really want to avoid the situation where I purchase a car that's given as a prize car later on. So that's why I'm deliberate in my choices, and I'll be researching, well, in quotes, researching, like, I'll be looking into what cars I want to purchase, um, for like what makes sense at my point in the game that I'm in, as well as like trying to avoid buying cars that I'm gonna unlock later. I don't know. Just the combination of like trying to have useful cars. Mhm. Yeah. So basically, if we go back here and go to the beginner league again, the bottom left, I believe, or it's bottom right. Yeah, no, yeah, it's bottom left. As you can see, some races they don't list anything at the bottom left, but others show something. There's like a B icon, and some of them will have an A icon. The Gran Turismo World Championship has an A icon. Basically, these are the license requirements. You need to complete certain license to be able to access these races. So like if I tried to play this race, it won't let me because I don't have the required license. Um, so the solution to that is to go to the license center and we can get our BA. We have to do them in order, by the way. And we have to do these like driving tests. I don't know if I want to get gold on them. I've gotten gold on very few of them in the past. I remember getting a gold. I think I got it was either I got a gold first try on this one, and we try to get it. We grinded it to a gold on this one. No, that's what happened. We had gotten a silver, then we grinded for the gold, and we had a gold on this one first try. Most of the time, we get just like bronze though. And then for the rally license, this is the only one you can do out of order because the rally races are listed differently. Hmm. I guess I'll show an example like as a preview. So basically it'll like load you in. This race is called Rally Driving Basics 1. This test uses corner number 1 of the Tahiti circuit. The main straightaway is paved, but watch out as it changes to dirt in corner number 1. After going to the dirt while braking, you'll find much more sliding, but stay calm and get used to the motion of the car. The steering reaction times become slower, so be sure to turn the wheel earlier. So if you start at like a section of race, I don't know what the off out of like the off course is in the rally races, but you basically so, like I passed this one with bronze. Like I will be able to get the bronze no problem for most of these, but it's about getting the gold times that I think are going to be hard. Hmm. Yeah. So we will put my name. Ooh, that is not an I. Okay. Right. Yep. And there you go. We have license test 1 completed. Completed in quotes. What I think I want to do for this playthrough is I want to split it up into seasons. So I want like, I don't know how many seasons, but I can give a general template. I want to complete all the beginner league, so that will entail completing the B and A license. Then I might split the amateur league into 2 seasons and do like a couple of endurance races and a few rally races. And before completing the amateur league, I'll sprinkle a few professional league races, and then I'll have 1 season just dedicated to like getting gold on all the licenses, and I guess time trials as well. Um, and then whenever a season ends, like in this like arbitrary slash artificial system that I have for my videos, I'll switch between Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 4. I think that's a good setup for it anyways. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm very excited to record this and play. And we cannot forget, you have to save the game with the memory card. And at the top left, you see the Twitch Avi.ps2 memory card saved. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So, bye bye.